Hi, how are you doing? I'm just in the process of wiping down my new aquarium with a little bit of diluted vinegar, and then I am going to start putting in the substrate. So, you know, the aquarium is a little bit dusty from being in a warehouse, and so you got to get that dust off because we don't know. It's one of those unknowns. What is that dust made out of? So we want to just wipe it down and get rid of anything that might contaminate your water. Okay, so I'm ready to put down my bottom layer. Finally, I'm ready to put down the bottom layer. So I've got some soil here that was sold to me. I got it at a place called Garden Works. Long ago I got it. It was water lily soil it was sold as. And it's sort of a part sandy and part, so it's got these lumps of clay in it. But I found that it really worked for water lilies. And I have grown some aquarium plants in it as well. And yeah, so I think it's going to be a good, basic substrate once I've added my supplements. Now, I did not go and buy Father Fish's supplements, but his supplements are actually a very good deal. The only reason I didn't buy it is because I've been growing vegetables for a few years now, and so I had stuff left over and I didn't feel like getting more yet. One day I will buy his supplements, because when you have to buy each thing separately, you get these quantities that you don't really need, and then they charge you around, well, in Canada anyway, it's like $10, average, $10 a box or $10 a container, sometimes even more than 10. So if you're gonna buy like 8 different supplements, that's $80, and you don't need it. You don't need all that left over. The reason I have it is because I do gardening. But I think Father Fish's supplements are $20, 20 US, and you get enough to do 2 of these 55-gallon tanks. Or, if you have smaller tanks, you can get maybe 10 or 12, depending on the size of them. So yeah, his supplements are really, to me, it's a really good deal, because that's like $10 US for this tank here, and that lasts for quite a while, right? Because he has his tanks up for like years and years. So anyway, I am actually not going to put in as many supplements as he does, mainly because I don't really want to have my tank set up for that long. And partly the reason for that is because we have a lawn, and the lawn could use some stuff on it. So after a couple of years, if I dismantle the tank, this substrate can be spread thinly on the lawn, and it will do my lawn wonders. So I have 2 things going on at once. That's why I don't do the stuff exactly like Father Fish. I have a garden that I'm thinking about as well. So yeah, that's why. So I'm not going to put on that many supplements. I have here some bone meal. It's about half a cup, I think. So actually this is about 2 gallons, 2-ish? Yeah, about 2 gallons of soil, dry soil here. And I have another 2 as well. But this bottom layer, I'm going to put all the nutrients in the very bottom, and then it's just that my tray wasn't big enough to mix it all up at once. So I'm going to put all the nutrients in the very bottom, and then the next layer will be the same kind of soil except no supplements. And then there'll be sand and then a decorative gravel on top. Okay, so I'm adding bone meal. Even this half cup seems like a lot to me, because in the garden we don't use that much. It seems like an awful lot to me, but Anyhow, I think it will be all right because you see it doesn't dissolve, so it won't go into the water. It won't dissolve up into the water. And even if it were a soluble supplement, it wouldn't go up into the water because of the cap, right? That's what the cap is for. So we've got our dirt, we've got our bone meal. I also like to put a few eggshells in. I found that with my orchids, I found eggshells to be really good too. I didn't use a lot of eggshells this time. I could have had more eggshell. What else is here? This is an iron tablet. Yeah, so I take minerals as a supplement for my diet. I don't take them in the dosages that are recommended on the bottles though, because to me a supplement is only a supplement for a human being at least. We can have a good enough diet and only take these things when we've been neglecting our diet. So that's what I do, which means I sometimes end up with things left over years after I'm happy about, swallowing them. But this is just iron. I mean, it probably wouldn't hurt me to swallow these, but because they're older, I just don't want to. So I'm gonna wait with this though, because I'm gonna have Ludwigia palustris, which is a red plant. And so when I get the Ludwigia in, I will put the iron around the Ludwigia. Okay? What else do we have? We have we have neo plant tabs, and that I will put into the second layer. So don't forget that I'm putting my dirt in 2 layers. My bottom layer of dirt will have the supplements, and the upper layer of dirt will have plant tabs. And then the last supplement to go into this bottom layer, the label is gone, but I have another bottle with a label, so I know what's in here. I should have actually written them down. I can maybe put it in the description box. So this one is fritted trace elements. It's an old product because they don't sell fritted trace elements anymore. At least I haven't seen them for quite a while. So I only use a couple pinches because plants don't use a lot of trace elements. Let me put one more pinch in. That's probably overdoing it, but oh well. Okay, so I think that's it. Yeah, so I'm gonna just mix this up, and then I'm gonna add water to it and put it in. I don't think you want to watch me mixing dirt, so let's just cut it right here. Okay, so I'm ready to put in my root tabs. So the brand is Neo Plants. So this will supply my nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. Kind of short term, but I don't mind. I mean, there's lots of them in here. I can always add more later on. I plan to go by the looks of my plants. So I don't want to be adding stuff before I need it. I will add stuff as I need it. And so, yeah, that's why I'm doing it this way. I'm hoping to solve some of the problems of nutrients dissolving in the water. And so that's why I'm doing it that way. Okay, so let's start putting them in. I think the dose required for this size tank is about 20. So I'm going to put in 20 in a grid around. And then I'll be doing the sand as well. So I'll see you in a minute. So here's a picture of the plant tabs laid out in a grid on the upper layer of soil. And I'm going to use a little chopstick to push them into the soil, and that should be fine. Pretty good. And now here is a picture of the sand that I put on top of the soil. So this is a sand cap. It was Carib Sea Supernatural sand. Pretty good stuff, I thought. But because I want a darker look, I'm going to add another layer of a different gravel on top of this. And now here is that layer of darker gravel. So this gravel was not it was not a brand gravel. It was not a brand gravel. It was just from the landscaping company. So it's another unknown. We don't know what's in this gravel, but I haven't had any trouble with it before. I tested it with just having it in a jar, and it didn't really change the water parameters at all. So I'm not expecting it to give me any trouble in this tank either. So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And here we have the tank quarter full. It's taking me a long time because I have to do it by bucket. Ooh, such a lot of work. But I'm pretty happy with how clear the water is actually. I was expecting it to be way more cloudy than this. So I'm quite happy with that. And I may not finish filling the tank today. I think I will put it up to about 3/4 by tomorrow and let it settle down so that next week I can show you the planting. And I'll be going to Aquariums West in Vancouver to get my plants because I know he's got all the things that I want. So I'm going to go there. It's going to be a trek. Oh my. But I'm going to do it. So there. Okay, so let's go over that a little bit. Don't forget that I tried to put only slow dissolving things in the substrate. So in my dirt layer, I put in bone meal, eggshells, and fritted trace elements, which all have to be worked on by bacteria before they can become available to the plants anyway. I did put in some root tabs, which will dissolve fairly quickly. And then later on, I'm going to dose with a liquid fertilizer. So, and I think I'm going to put some notes, some more comprehensive notes in the description box for you, because this is an important topic. You know, you need to know the difference between macronutrients and micronutrients, trace elements and all that stuff. So when I put the notes in, make sure you read them, because it's really important if you want to do a dirted tank. Your aquarium plants will love you for it. Okay, so next time we will do some planting and we will talk about the heating and filtration for the tank. Okay? See you next time. Bye.